everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Garage Groove. Thank you for joining us. So we got a lot of things coming up, okay? A lot of cool projects coming up, and we got some new machines too. We sold a lot of different things. I'm gonna quickly go over everything that's gonna be coming up. So this right here, what you're looking at, Faison's working on his new toy. We'll talk about that in a second. This is an upcoming project. This is a off-road trike that we're gonna make, okay? And it's gonna feature the theme or the centerpiece of this whole project is this Kawasaki 1982 KZ 750 twin engine. We want to utilize this thing, and we want to build a nice performance off-road trike, and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, let's go on to this thing. Soon after, we're going to be building an RM80 that has an RM125 motor shoehorned in there, and we expect a lot of craziness to happen after that. That thing's going to be wild. That's going to be wild. And then, of course, we have our LC4 restoration project coming up. Okay, that one, I've been looking for wheels for that. Actually, there's a crack in that rim, so that's why I'm kind of holding off on it, and I have been looking. But if not, worst case scenario, I'll take it to a local welding shop, and we'll have it fixed, and we'll move forward from that, as long as they okay it and give me the green light to run it. On this episode, we're going to be talking about this machine. This is a 2001 Polaris Trail Boss 325. Now, this is the 4-stroke, okay? And it is a 2x4. We picked this up for 350 bucks. And for a Polaris, as long as it's running and the transmission is good, it's worth it. That is your perk, because those transmissions, most people don't know how to maintain those, and they end up falling apart. We'll go over that as we're building this, how to properly maintain a Polaris transmission. They're very finicky, and they tend to go out quite easy. So we're gonna kind of make sure that doesn't happen to us. This bike is in pretty good shape, this quad. It's a running machine, and that says a lot. So we're gonna do some stuff to this thing. So we're gonna probably, as you can see, these platforms, they need a little something on them. They're missing pieces. So we're gonna put some sort of a rubber or something on there to give the guys something to ride on. Now, incidentally, the reason we bought this in the first place is because my oldest son does not operate manual clutches. It's just something he never got into. He has no interest of getting into, but I know he enjoys riding with us when he does come. So this machine is designed for somebody like him. And my wife, if she wants, she doesn't do clutch either. If she wants to ride with us or come along, she may have a chance of actually riding this thing. Okay. So anyways, yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of work on the platforms. Okay. This engine is leaking oil up top. Now, as you can see, there's some RTV somebody put on there, and it is a mess. So we're going to properly clean that up and seal that oil up. Otherwise, it is a running machine. It runs really good. It's got a bit of a electrical quirk to this thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but sometimes when you turn the key, you'll get the green light, and then it will start. Otherwise, if you don't get the green light, you can be positive it's not sparking. So that's no good. We're going to make sure that we get that electrical quirk taken care of, so that my son, all he has to do is hit the start button and it will start. Okay, we're going to charge the battery up. We're going to fix the platform, and then we're going to take care of this, you know, the foam's in good shape, pretty decent shape, but we're going to put a new cover on there, clean that up. I may even take the rack off and throw a coat of paint on it. And then, unfortunately, what's going to cost the most on this are the tires. We're probably, not probably, we are going to replace all 4 tires on it because even the back ones are so far gone. Just a lot of dry rot. So the only question is, are we going to try to pick something up on Facebook or something, Marketplace, that's in good shape, or are we just going to get 4 new ones? That I haven't figured out yet. But other than that, it's a nice machine, and we're gonna run it. You know, we're gonna see if my son uses it and he likes it and wants to come along. Otherwise, we do what we always do, which is flip them. We'll get rid of it and make some money on it. So, but those are the projects coming up. Now, let's talk a little bit about the new machines we got. We got this XL 250 Honda 1976. That is a phenomenal bike. What a beautiful machine. I mean, just take a look at the tires on this thing. Really nice shape, no dry rot or nothing. It starts first kick like you would expect a Honda 2. We got a new cover for this. We haven't put it on yet. There just isn't enough to do on this thing to really do an episode, honestly. It runs really good, and we're going to run it, you know, and will probably be for sale, so we'll probably sell it when the time comes, but we're probably going to enjoy it until it sells, which brings us up to this 2005 Predator made by Polaris. This is one honking bike. Look at the motor in there. It is just stuffed in there. And this thing puts out all sorts of torque, you know. I know the Jap bikes are quite notorious for their horsepower, but I think this one is gonna probably edge them out on the mid-range torque. This thing really puts out in a certain part of that power band really nicely. So this is his upgrade machine, because remember, he was running that 230 Suzuki quad, which was a nice bike to start with, but he really needed something a little bigger to keep him interested. But this is a real nice bike. We picked this up fairly cheap. He's doing all the work to it. There's just not enough on there to do an episode. It's a really good bike. We got it pretty cheap for $1,000, so you can't beat it. It's really what he was looking for, something with that kind of power. And then, of course, we're going to build our trike. Now, let's talk about this for a minute. This is going to be probably the build of the year for us, because the theme on that episode or episodes is going to be using whatever you have. That's the theme. Because let's be honest, all the trikes that you see on YouTube, the off-road ones especially, they are built from a template that's based off of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on prefab CNC stuff, okay? They are absolutely gorgeous machines, but they retail around 15 grand by the time you're done. Most people don't have that kind of money, so what do? Sit around and watch the videos and drool? That's not what we do. We don't have a lot here. See, this project is going to be created on our own terms. We're going to use what we have, and we're going to create it the way we want. Okay, this thing is going to sit nice. It's going to rock. It is going to feature the 750 Cowie motor, even down to the wheels. We picked this wheel up because it was cheap and it's strong. That was $18 on BMI carts. This is a 5 on 4.5 wheel pattern. Well, guess what? We have to make that work. We have to create a hub. We have to do all of that to make that work. And how do we create that? Because when you look around our shop, we ain't got no lathes. We ain't got no CNC milling machine. We don't have plasma cutters. We don't have $3,000 welders. What we do have is a Harbor Freight drill press, about 69 bucks. We got a tubing notcher I bought years ago, and I hooked it up to a drill that I found. We have that. And then we have our basic tools. We have a Chicago electric welder. We have a stick welder. We have a basic compressor. And that's what we're going to use to create this. And again, the theme is to use what you have. And the most important thing that you have is your mind. That's your mind. Let's not forget about that. Let's utilize our head. And we're going to use tubing that people threw out. And I'll show you how to make this tubing strong. This is fairly strong to begin with. That's fairly strong to begin with. But we're going to double wall it. And I'll show you how to do that. Pick up tubing. People throw out stuff all the time. You pick it up, and I'll show you how to use it.
A lot of people throw out soccer nets.
Yeah, soccer nets.
Well, that's that too. That's a soccer net.
Yeah, this is a soccer net. And a lot of times, well, the thing about soccer nets is you have to be careful because there's some cheap ones and some decent ones. If you come across a decent soccer net somebody throws out, by all means, grab it because the tubing is good. And then I'll show you how to double wall it so that you can use it for an off-road project like this. Okay? I love the projects that are created online by other channels, but we just have to be realistic. Most people don't have that kind of money, man. You know? So I'm going to use this to motivate them to do what they want to do minus hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? That's what it's about. So we have exactly $100 into this motor. It came with all the
20 years ago.
20 years. I've had it a long time. I paid $100 for it. I have all the wiring, all the electronics for it. 18 bucks for this. The tubing was free, of course. I got some Kubota wheels that we're going to use. Again, this is going to be on our terms. We're going to build it with what we have. Okay, and we will do a cost analysis at the end, see what we got into this thing, and I'll guarantee you this is going to be a rocking machine. You know, just like our trikes were. We put, what do we put? 1,000 miles on them things? Yeah. We put 1,000 miles on our little trikes that we built, and they're still running good. We'll probably run them again this year. So anyways, that's all coming up. Please stay with us. Please subscribe, and please join us on this journey where we try to approach these projects in a realistic fashion. We'll see you. Okay, so far what we've done is we have taken the plastic off, and we're just getting our access available so that we can address what we need to address. But take a look at this goop that look at all of that. That was somebody's way of fixing a leak. And it didn't work so good. And they wasted a lot of goop. Look at all that. That's what we got to do. We're going to pop that. We're going to take this cover right off. Looks like a lot of 8mm stuff going on there. And we'll get the right stuff for it. Gasket, whatever. And seal it back up. So we don't have to deal with that rotten leak. You know, nothing worse than an oil leak. Make a mess everywhere. And it's not good for any kind of engine. And it's always something you got to keep tabs on, you know, because it'll end up ruining your engine. So, and while we're at it, I think what we're going to do is Polaris uses a lot of fuel pumps, you know, because in many cases, the fuel has to go uphill to reach the carb. And these are 10, 12, 15 bucks. It's probably not a bad idea to replace that while we're in here. And we'll probably change these old crusty gas lines. You know, this is what this machine's all about as far as what it needs done. Just stupid stuff. You know, just from years of use and abuse. Let's not forget that. And we're just going to tie things up and make it a trail-worthy machine so it doesn't leave anybody stranded. And while we're in there, we'll probably add, that's a filter. We're going to put a different style filter in there. We have some nice ones. So we'll probably put a fuel filter in it, probably put some new gas lines and a new fuel pump. Okay, and then we'll continue doing some of the stuff we said. The tires I've got ordered, and I'm kind of dreading doing the tires on this thing, man. And, you know, you guys know how I feel about tires, and ATV tires can be some of the worst. So we'll give it a shot. Otherwise, man, you know, whatever money you save by getting this on a deal, you're going to lose it to the shop when they put 4 tires on for you. But it is what it is, what you're going to do. This machine wasn't purchased to flip and make money. This was something part of my family can use. So let's keep working. We'll see. Okay, so we pulled the valve cover off, and it was kind of a annoying thing, you know, because they had 2 bolts that were hidden up underneath this other piece, and we got it off anyways. But let's take a look at this thing. This thing is nothing but a goop mess. Look at that. Somebody tried to do it the easy way, and it you know, anytime there's any kind of oil pressure or anything like that, usually quick fixes don't work. You know, they didn't have 2 bolts, so what they did was they filled this in with RTV also. We're gonna clean all that out, and then we're gonna clean this surface up. And we'll get that back in there. Look at all this. There's usually with everything in life, there's a right way to do it and wrong way to do it, you know? And wrong way might get you by for a little bit, but it'll eventually catch up with you. So it's better to do it the right way. Speaking of doing it the right way, the first time, we also got we got a brand new plug for this thing. I'm looking at this plug and I don't know what brand it is. So somebody put a Chinese, some off-brand plug on it. We got an NGK we're gonna put in there. Might as well, you know, everything's opened up. This is the time to do it. About $3-4. It's worth it. So let's keep moving. Let's get this valve cover cleaned and popped back on and sealed up. See you. Okay, so let's get us up to speed here. We got our valve cover leak sealed up. We're not gonna mess with that. Okay, we had an electrical issue, kinda, sort of. I didn't want to get too intricate with this, but I found out that this toggle right here, this is where the problem was. So I generally use this stuff right here. It's a electronic cleaner. What it basically does is it eliminates any kind of debris, any kind of resistance that could be affecting the electrical signals. You know, it makes the contacts better, cleans them up quickly, and that's what I did. So I basically took this thing and I sprayed all of this with it, and it seems to be working now, although our battery's junk. But you can see there's our key. So we turn our key on, and then we turn this on, and there's our light. You know, and then if we put this in gear, there's our orange light. That's our neutral light. So we shut this off and the light goes off. We turn the key off. So, I mean, a simple fix. I mean, it could be worse, you know. I didn't want to get into, you know, just getting into all of that mess. I just figured if that's the case, that's good. Now, what we're going to do is, obviously, we're going to run it nearby to make sure there's no other quirks, and before we take it out on the trail. But I think we resolved it for now. So we're going to leave that. So far, we have taken care of the valve seal, or the valve cover leak. We've taken care of our little electrical deal. I've even thrown a little bit of a coat of paint on our what looked like was a rusty pipe. So I just threw some heat paint on it. I may throw another coat tomorrow, but I like to do that when the door's open during the day, let the fumes out, you know. So, but that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, the biggest thing about this project is the tires, man. Them stinking tires. Probably in difficulty and in price, you know. So that's probably the next thing. Now I did order the seat cover. Our seat's a mess, as you guys saw. So we're gonna get that covered up and put it back on. And then we'll just kind of clean it up while we have it open. I may throw a little bit of a black paint, like I said. I might throw a little paint, spots like that, maybe. Kind of clean this up a little bit. I mean, this is a rider, you know. This is a machine that's going to get used. So that's kind of where we're at. We're also going to do, and very important, we're gonna do the proper gear oil change on this thing, and an engine oil change on it. Now, the thing about the Polaris is they get a bad rap for their transmissions. Let me take a minute and just explain that. Transmission fluids come in all different size, all different viscosities, and for all different purposes, right? So your vehicle transmission fluid is formulated for clutch discs and stuff like that in automatic vehicle car transmissions, right? Then you have your big heavy shockproof type of gear oil, like the kind we use, like Redline comes to mind. That's what we use in the Harley transmissions, like the Ultimas and stuff like that. Okay, it's a transmission, but it's more of a gear case. You know what I mean? And they have a specific oil that people don't like to buy because it's expensive. That's what it boils down to. People like to run motor oil and gear oil and stuff like that in these cases, and they don't function properly because of it. You know what I mean? And those cases were designed for a specific viscosity transmission fluid, transmission oil or gear oil, whatever you want to call it. And it's a AGL, right? Automatic gear lubricant. That's a very specific viscosity. It's a very specific formulation, and it's very expensive. But the good thing is you do it and you're good for about 75 to 100 hours. So, you know, there's no reason to take shortcuts there. You get the right oil for the purpose, right? So if you do that, and I've seen these machines, when they're properly maintained, they don't get the bad rap. They shouldn't, right? So that's what we're going to do. Now, unfortunately, we bought it pretty cheap, so I don't know if this thing is already taking a toll, you know, so we're just going to have to play it by ear. But we are going to remove all of that oil that's in the crankcase or in the transmission case. And then we're going to do a regular oil change too and put, I like to run 20W50 because we do most of our riding in the summer when it's warm. So we got to watch our viscosity there too. We don't want it to thin out too much. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do the seat cover. I'll probably throw a little bit of a paint on that, and we're going to button it back up. And as soon as we get the tires on, we're going to start riding it, take you with us. So stay with us. Thank you. Okay, so we got some parts in today, and we're going to take a look at those. I've been kind of tinkering on this thing. I've been touching up the frame a little bit here and there. I already got the rack painted. That looks decent. This is a utility quad, man. This thing is made to work, so they're not pretty machines or anything, but we're taking care of little things here and there. Let's take a look. As long as we had this opened up, we wanted to replace that fuel pump. That's a good unit to replace. Now I just got these in. Let's see what we got here. Yep. this is. You always kind of match this up when you first get it. Make sure all the lines and everything are gonna fit. Looks like a nice clean unit. This baby's gonna go just like that. Yeah. Looks pretty identical. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. The other thing I got is I got some good fuel line. So we're gonna change some of this crusty old fuel line and add some new fuel line, and we should be good to go. Other than that, it's just the tires. You know, we got the electrical thing taken care of. We are going to add some sort of grippy type of platform. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there yet, but that's something we have to address. But once we get the fuel pump on, we can go ahead and get our plastic and stuff on, and then we will be recovering the seat. We got a new cover coming for it, so we'll be doing that. And like I said, this was an easy project, you know, but we wanted to get it done so that once the weather breaks, my oldest son can come with us and ride also, and it'll give us a chance to see what this thing's all about, work the bugs out of it. Should be pretty good. It's a good looking unit. I'm noticing like somebody put brand new tie rods on it. These shocks are in real good shape. Springs look like brand new. The rebound and the dampening is really good on it. So I think we're good. Stay with us. All right, so what we did here was we put on, as you saw, a brand new fuel pump. These lines, if you can see, they look crusty when I was looking at them, but I accidentally sprayed them with the lubricant trying to get them off, and it washed some of the grime off, and I noticed they're actually good lines. So we're keeping them. Nothing like these are the heavy duty ones. See, they got they're reinforced with the thread and everything. So we're keeping those. Those are in good shape. Okay, so I think we did everything we wanted to underneath the plastic. We fixed the wiring issue, put on a new fuel pump, we put in a new spark plug, addressed everything we needed to underneath. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the plastics on, and then we're just waiting for the tires and the seat cover. So stay with us. Okay, so here we are the next day. You know, we have that Amazon Prime, so we get our stuff pretty quick, but this goes back to this switch. This right here. This switch ended up being bad, and I ordered a new switch. Got it upside down there. Kind of like that. About 20 bucks, you know. You don't want to mess around with, it was working there for a little bit, and then it got sketchy, so it was intermittent working. We're going to remove it and just replace it. That's probably the safest thing to do, and we should be good with that. It's pretty easy. We got one Allen head bolt in there. Slip it off, pop the other one on, and we should be good to go. So let's probably go ahead and do that real quick. We'll be with you in just a second. There you have it. We got our new switch on, and this is nice. It's got all the labeling. You know, the old one, if you can see, all the labeling is gone. It's wore out, you know. So anyways, that's another thing down. Now we don't have to do. That's kind of out of the way. We're waiting for the seat cover. That's going to be coming in this week, and we'll put that in. I want to take a minute to talk about the transmission on these. You know, Polaris gets a lot of flack for transmissions going out and whatnot. The transmissions are designed to use certain formulation of fluids that work best with the way they were designed. And it's so important to adhere to what the manufacturer calls for. And what you want to do is, you don't want to run regular motor oil. You don't want to run gear oil. That's too thick for this stuff. You want to use exactly what they ask for. Full synthetic ATV Ranger, 1 quart. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much this takes. I know it's not a quart. They're usually like 16 ounces or 12 ounces or something like that. We'll look into that. But the point is, you know, 1 quart's going to give you plenty of use. At least probably 2 changes, you know. You can probably get 2, yeah, this is one full quart. So you'll definitely get 2 uses out of it. Now, it's a lot of hours. You know what I mean? You're not going to be changing this every month or anything like that, as long as you ain't got a leak. But this is good for about 75 to 100 hours. That's a lot of use, man. So even though this bottle is about 25 bucks, I know that sounds like a lot for a quart. When you think about it, to protect your investment and protect this transmission, and for the amount of time of usage you get out of one oil change or transmission fuel change, transmission oil change, it's really worth it. You know, it really is. There's no sense cheaping out here. You want to use what's protocol for this type of stuff. So that would be my advice. And, you know, I used to run a shop. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but I had a shop and we fixed a lot of stuff. And a lot of these ATVs used to come in, you know, the Polaris. And that was a lot of the problems that I used to see. People using just any old oil in the gearbox. You know, they're like, well, it's oil. I'm not going to spend 25 bucks for a quart when I can get Pennzoil for $3.99. Why would I do that? They're not going to fool me. Well, you know, that's what happens. This is not a place to cheap out. You got to get the right stuff. And Polaris is not a bad company, man. They get a lot of flack, but a lot of it is the people, they just don't understand, you know. So that would be my advice. If I can pass anything along on this particular episode, that would be the thing. That would be it. Use the right appropriate fluids for this machine and any machine, and you'll probably get the most out of it. So, okay, we got that done. We're gonna wait for some of our other stuff, and then we'll go ahead and do our oil changes. We'll get our seat cover on, and then I had to break down and get new tires. So I got 4 new tires coming for this thing. Stay tuned for that so you can see us struggle putting these dumb things on. Well, I ain't gonna struggle too long. I'll try it. Otherwise, I'll take it to a shop, have them do it. So stay with us. We'll see ya. Well, we've got these new tires in. These don't look too bad, man. These are some of the cheapest ones you can get, but man, I'll tell you, these are 6-ply. These are about $100 a pair for the fronts, and about $120 a pair for the back. And you got again, these are 6-ply, really good shape, good tread. I mean, good for what we're going to be doing with it. Under $250 for 4 brand new tires shipped to your house. Tax and everything, you're looking at probably around $230, $235. That's what we have. But we got to remember, we got the quad for $350. So that's not bad. We don't have a whole lot of other stuff into it, you know. We got $20 into the switch. I think that's about it. I mean, we fixed the oil leak, and then we have this stuff. We got about $20 into that. I mean, for what we have into it, it's a nice quad. Okay, so we brought our wheels and tires back. I tried to put one of them on, and I didn't have the gumption or the motivation to do it. So we took it to the shop. They put the tires on the rims for us. Let's take a look at these things. Okay, so brand new tires. One thing we're gonna do, I don't think we want to go with this dirty white look. I'm not gonna try to repaint them white because, first of all, I don't think I got white paint. So I have plenty of black paint. We're gonna throw some black paint on it. It's nothing like fresh tires, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat these up a little bit with the torch, get the temperature right on the rims, and then we're gonna throw a little black paint on them, and that should be good. See you in a minute. Well, we've kind of half got our rims painted. It's kind of cold. The paint didn't stick the way I wanted to, but we're gonna hit it again. But for right now, we need to get this thing off the jack stands, and we're gonna go ahead and put these new tires on. Kind of gave it a little base coat of black, and we'll hit them again once we get a little better temperature. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get the tires mounted. So we'll see you in a second. All right, So we put the new tires on it, and she's just purring. She's smoking a little bit because I painted that exhaust pipe. It's still got that old oil from that valve cover that used to leak. It'll get it all burned off, and that's a nice little quad, man. Did about 350 bucks for this thing. Now we still got to do the oil change, but we needed to get it out there and get it warmed up. This is perfect for somebody that doesn't like to mess around with manual clutch and stuff. Phase on here. Phase on is going to take it for a quick burn. We had to get it out of the garage and let it burn off some of that oil, the old oil. I think the black wheels do real good. Oh, look at that. The brake lights work too. Well, we had the gas gas shut off. The valve was closed, the gas valve, but I like the fact that the brake lights work. The tail lights and the brake lights work. It's pretty cool. We got to do the seat cover, a couple other little things. Hey, let's put the meter on it, see if it's charging. Maybe that carb needs a little cleaning.
I don't know what's pretty out.
Yeah, so we kind of parked the machine for now. We're not getting the full charge on it. We're gonna need a regulator rectifier for this thing so we can get our charge back. We put a different battery in it, and it just slowly starts to drain it. But what a nice machine. Look at that thing. We're done with it for now, but with the new tires and kind of a black theme going on, black and blue theme, looks real nice. Real happy with it, and it's automatic. And I think some of my family should be able to use this thing. But we got a regulator rectifier coming for it, and we'll have that slapped in there this week. And that's it. I mean, it's been a pretty easy project, you know. It's going to be exciting to bring you guys along when this thing is done and we finally get it out. But for right now, just warming up. We're just warming up. Got a little bit of blue skies now. It's been a cold winter. Cold winter. But we got a lot of projects coming up. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so what we're doing is we got our new regulator rectifier in, and we're gonna go put that in. Remember, we have to see right around 14 or a little better volts at the battery, and we were not seeing that. It was stayed in the 12 volt range and continuously dropping as the motor as the machine ran. So that's what we're trying to rectify here. No pun intended. Here's the old unit. There's our new unit. We're just in the middle of wiring it. Let's go ahead and get that wired, and then we'll see the voltage at the battery end of this. We'll see in a minute. Well, we just put the new seat cover on. Took some stretching, but pretty happy with it. Pretty good quality cover for 20 bucks. We got a oil issue. We're still leaking oil from somewhere. So I can't do the oil change until I figure out the oil leak. I don't like to keep putting in new oil, you know. It's a small one. It's being kind of elusive. So we're gonna try to figure that out and do our oil change. Other than that, you know, we got our 14 volts that we wanted. Let's see if we can, this thing is cold now. Let's see if we can get this thing to start. Oop. It's a little cold-blooded. There's our 14 volts. Little cold-blooded. But 1479. So got the new seat cover on it. But we got that oil leak we got to deal with. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but we'll have to figure that one out. Well, we know the battery's charging. That's a good thing, you know. But I think that's pretty much all we have left. We got a couple little things to do. We got to put, I want to put some better traction on the foot platforms there. And we got to do both the oil changes, you know, the transmission fluid and the motor oil. And that's it, you know. We'll go ahead and put the hood back on because we already changed our rectifier. And it seems to be doing pretty good. So that's where we're at. We'll keep moving on it. We'll see ya. So that was our episode for the 2001 Polaris Trail Boss 325. What a really nice machine that turned out to be. Now what we had to do is we had some other stuff come in and we had to move that over to the storage. We had to do the oil change and stuff kind of off camera and fixed it up. But you saw Faison riding that thing. It turned out really nice, and we are just waiting for the first moment to take it on a ride, which obviously we're going to bring you along with us. Thank you so much. And then we're going to go ahead and continue working on some of this other stuff. You can see we got tires on our trike project now. There's our front tire. We got our rear end together. And yeah, should be pretty sweet. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Take care.